Afternoon, everybody. Just afternoon. So lovely to see you here. My name's Lorraine. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator on the Fraser Coast area of Queensland. And I'm going to make a quick card today. I need to apologise first up for not coming on at the scheduled time of 9:30 this morning. It was one of those days. I seem to have a lot of those days, but anyway. So it started off with our son needing to drop his dogs off to me to look after for today. And then it just sort of got a bit worse and worse. So he dropped his dogs off. My husband had to go and pick something up. He had to drop my dog off at a friend's place. And my son had to change the time that he was dropping his dogs off because otherwise it was all going to be while I was online. And then just as I was going to, just when I went into it, I couldn't find my scheduled post. So I had to ask Suzanne and she said, yes, it was there. So, and by then I was in such a dither. I really was. Like, you know how things just get to you and you think, I just can't do this. I just can't do it. And that was how I'd reached. And then I thought, and then I looked out the window and the people that are coming in to do some work around the house arrived. And I'm like, no, I can't. So if you do hear any drilling, banging, or anything like that, please just ignore it. They're doing some renovations on the doors and what have you here. I mean, like, not really great timing, but yeah. So, alrighty. So, just a reminder that our super special of for our new starter kits. I'll just go down to the desktop and you can have a quick look down there. Okay, there we go. So our new starter kits, $303 worth of products for just $169. Now that is a huge bargain. I think it's something like $134 worth of extra product that you can get. And then on top of that, once you've joined, you then get 20% discount on everything that you purchase. Plus you get reward points on that as well. Absolutely fantastic special. If I could join again, I most certainly would. It's the best special I've seen since I've been doing Stampin' Up. So yeah, absolutely fantastic. You don't have to do videos. You don't have to sell to other people. You don't have to do parties. You're not going to have anybody on your back pushing you to do this, that, or something else. You can come in as just a hobby demonstrator. We're all called demonstrators. As a hobby demonstrator and buy your own stuff at a really good price. That's all I'm going to say about that because I really want to get on this morning with the card. Now, I'm not even really sure. I think it's called a smashed or broken or something. What do you call it? What do you paint on? Anyway, it's an open, you can see it's sort of like curled back, these pieces here. Okay. Canvas, smashed canvas, broken canvas, it's called. Anyway, looks like someone stuck their fist through it from behind. So yeah, so this is one that I made last night, and I used white on the background, but I used the blending brushes and I blended some green in there so that it looked a little more. Hi Nicole, how are you today? Oh, it's wet in Perth, is it? It's sunny here actually. It's cooling down, but it's definitely sunny. Yeah. Yeah, so when I did this, I decided I'd use the toadstools because I haven't used them a lot. I know I did some a little while ago with the toadstools. So fantastic little fantastic bundle. The bundle is actually a punch and die. I don't know if it's staying in or not. I didn't even think to look. But anyway, really great little bundle. I might have to check and see if that, let me have a little, no, I won't check while I'm doing this because I might lose something. So anyway, that's what I used to do this. And I didn't even put that thing in. So that is what we're going to do today. So with that one, I used the gorgeous 6x6 papers. And I think we've all seen the most, they're gorgeous papers, absolutely beautiful. And I've said this time and time again, like I get the 6x6 papers and then I forget to use them. But anyway, that's the card we're going to do today. This is my last live video before I go to the UK. And I've just made my husband laugh because we've been, while I've been listening to Suzanne this morning, we've been trying to get stuff packed. And he said, "What's that?" And I said, "Well, that's my kits that I'm taking with me." And he said, "Okay." So we're sort of putting them down into one box. And then I said, no, this one's going on the plane. He goes, "You're going to make cards on the plane?" I said, "Well, we're going to attempt it. Whether it actually happens or not is another story, but we'll see." I know, they're so cute, aren't they, the toadstools? It was funny because I've got a stamp set, and it had something about hedgehogs. I absolutely love hedgehogs. And I thought to myself, oh, it's no longer current. So I thought, oh, I wonder if I could use the hedgehogs with the toadstools and what have you. But yeah, I don't think I should. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off by getting rid of that glue dot that's found its way stuck there. I don't know how that, oh, you never know how anything, gosh, that's really stuck. Okay. All right, so then I'm just going to fold the card in half. So just our normal 5.5 by 3 3/4 card. Hi, Suzanne. Hi, Daryl. Hi, Kim. Thank you for popping over. I do apologize for this morning. There really wasn't anything I could do about it. So, all right. So I was just saying I'm going to do this card this morning. Okay. So, like I said, I think it's called a smashed or bashed or something. I've lost that word again now, card. So yeah, that's what we're doing. But I did it with the toadstools. And so, yeah. All righty. I've got this out because I sort of eyeballed it yesterday when I did this one. And I'd really like to have it at a specific area. So I'm really wanting it down the page a bit. So I'm hoping I can do that. So what I'm going to do to start off with is I'm going to stick this to the outside of the smashed canvas card. That's the one. Oh dear, I knew it was something to do with smashed or bashed or generally beaten up. Okay, it worked out better for you today, Kim. Okay. I usually do it in the mornings because well, that was a bit silly, wasn't it? Oh, no, that's right. That's right. That's the bit that's going to go in the background. And then I'm going to use this to do this bit. But that's the size that I want because I want that picture to be through there. So I might have to come down the page a bit. So this one I am going to cut down smaller. So I did this one last night. And I might actually cut it at that size there. So that was, I think it was 5.5 by 3 3/4. So let's cut this. Feels thick. Well, so we'll cut it at 5 1/2 and 3 3/4. So it doesn't really matter because I'm actually going to be using this size. So that's the side that's going to curl back. So I need it 3 3/4 this way, and I need it 5 1/2 that way. And here's hoping that I've got that right. So that's going to sit over there like that. Ooh, maybe I should do it the full amount because I haven't cut that. Yep, let's do it the full amount and see if we've got another piece of that. If not, I'll use a different one. I should have done it the full size because I've cut the other one shorter to fit into that area. Now let me see. This one I think it is. No, it's not that one. That one. Easier to recognize it from the back. There it is. I can use that in another one. So I'm going to cut this the full size of the front. So the full size would be 5 3/4 by 4. So 5 3/4. No, this has to be 4. Sorry. So 4 by 5 3/4. Let's take some off of this bit. Okay, so does anyone else's? Mine really sticks in there. I've cleaned it out and everything. I don't know why it doesn't. Maybe I'll put some candle wax in there or something. So this is going to now cover the whole of the front of that, which is what I want. But it's going to have the middle taken out. How many sleeps before my vacation? So we got tonight, which is Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, and then Monday we head to Brisbane. And we actually fly out Tuesday morning at 9:30, but we have to be at the airport at 6:30. So that's why we decided we'd stay in Brisbane overnight so that we're there nice and early because, yeah, otherwise we'd be leaving here because it takes us probably 3 1/2 to 4 hours to get down to the airport. So I really didn't want to be getting up at like 2 in the morning or whatever. So, yeah. So that's what we will be doing. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this over to here because this is where I want that gap to be. It is a bit sticky, Kim. Yeah, I don't know why mine does it. I've cleaned it off lots of times. So what I'm going to do is cut these to the outside of this line. And this is so simple to do. If you don't want to do it with your cutter, you can do it with a knife. Sorry, someone out there shouting now. I don't know why it does it. It's all been cleaned out and what have you. It probably needs it again, but I don't think it's anything to do with the actual, although this does get bits in there. I don't know if have you ever done yours out? It's like amazing how much stuff it gets caught in there. All right, so using that square that I've got there, it's going to mark those two. That's where I'm going to cut to. So I'm going to cut from here to here, but I'm going to line this up. Where's that? To there, and I can't see this bottom one, can I? Let me put it back on there. Make that a bit darker so that I can see it. Probably a silly dark color to use, wasn't it? see if I can see that a bit better. Okay, so you don't have to do that. It's just that I specifically wanted this to be in a certain area. And hey, it's all trial and error because I don't even know if it's going to work. So then I'm going to take, I'm going to have to stand up for this, take that up to that corner and down to that corner. It's a little bit off there. All right, and then I'm going to do the same here. I'm going to line that up. So make sure that that corner's in the groove and that is in the groove. I'm going to start it in the middle. I'm going to go up to there and then down to there. Oh, I need to come down quite a bit more. And a bit more. That's it. And then I'm going to do, where do you do the next one? I think it's, you do side by side and then one across the middle this way. So finding that middle, getting it straight, and then I'm just going to pop that there and take it across to there. Yeah, we're staying in a motel. It's 8 kilometers from the airport. So what we'll do is we always leave our car in undercover parking while we're away. So when we get down there on Monday, we will take the car to there and then they'll take us to the motel. And then the motel has like some eateries close to it and what have you. So that's good. We can get something to eat. I believe they've even got a restaurant in the motel. And then we have to be up at silly o'clock in the morning. So, you know, we'll get up and then we'll just order a taxi and have the taxi pick us up and take us to the airport. It shouldn't cost us too much not to go 8 kilometers, but it's Brisbane, so hey, who knows what it might cost us, but I'm pretty sure it won't. We did it, we did the same thing when we went to New Zealand, or similar, and we stayed the night before, and it made it so much easier. There was no stressing the next morning, like everybody could do their own thing. And I mean, that was only for a 3-hour flight. We actually have a we've got a, I think it's an 8-hour flight, 9-hour flight to Singapore, and then we have 8 hours in Singapore. But there is so much to do at Changi Airport. Heaps to do, so we're looking forward to that. There's new stuff that I haven't done before, and the friend that's coming with us, she hasn't been out of Australia, so we want it to be a good experience for her. All right, as you can see, all I'm doing is just rolling or folding. You can do it with your bone folder if you want to. You can sort of get hold of it. Now, I did this yesterday and I got a bit rough with it and I ended up tearing it. So that's why I'm not doing it today. The other thing you can do is you can wrap it around something like that. And I've got a crease in that one, but that's okay. But yeah, you just sort of like roll it. And you do that with all the ones that you've cut. Sorry, I hope you can see that. And this one, just roll it back. And when you've finished with this, you can do one of two things. You can either leave it like this, or you can stick these down. I'll see how I go. I left the ones that I did yesterday, I left them up, but I'll see how I go with this one. So let me, I'm just wrapping these around the pencil to try and get a bit more curl on them. So really easy, and 9 times out of 10 you just want it to be in the middle of the card, but me being me, of course, wanted to do something a little bit different. So there we go. We've got that curled all the way around, and I'm just going to pop this onto there. That way then we've got the rest of this showing through. It does sound good, and there's so much to do at Changi Airport. If anyone's been there, they'll know it's so huge, and they've got all these areas now, you know, where you can, whether you're flying or whether you're not, you can still take part in things. So my friend and I are planning all sorts of things, like going down huge slides, and you know, we're gonna hit our childhood again, I think. So all I'm gonna do, it'll be interesting to see if my husband does these things. Some of them he will. I don't think he'll go down the big slide. Oh no. Oh no, Daryl, that's dreadful. No, well, my friend Sue, this is her trip of a lifetime. So she was going to come with us 2 years ago, but her partner was unwell. Even so, he did tell her to go, but she wouldn't. And it turned out for the best, because we got back in July and he passed June, and late June, and he passed away in the August. So it was good that she didn't go, but this is her trip of a lifetime. So we've got to make it good for her. And I think she'll enjoy it. All right, so that's what we've got. So we've still got the little picture showing through in there. Now I'm going to put a sentiment up there. I don't know whether to try and, what do you think? Stick those down? I think with this one, it might be worth sticking those down, because we're using the scene in the background as opposed to putting anything in there. I mean, I might put a couple of little birds or something, but I might do that. I'm just wondering what to use to stick it. Maybe glue dots? Let's have a look and see. Yeah. Yeah, we've been friends for quite a few years, Kim. So, she's a lovely person. Okay, so I just popped a glue dot on there. I might pop that up through there just to make sure that that glue dot has stuck. And then I'm going to do the same with these. I must thank Suzanne too, because I rang her this morning in a panic. Susie, I can't find this, and I've got this happening and that happening. Can you let everybody know? So I did see that she had let you all know, which was just wonderful. I have thought about doing it later in the mornings, but you won't be going. Oh dear, Daryl. Okay, I'm going to go a bit quiet, I think, because I'm trying to get my head around turning these back. It's very different. Not sure that it's a technique I would visit very often, but hey, you've got to try everything once, haven't you? Hi, Elizabeth. How are you? I'm just poking the pencil or whatever through there just to make sure that the glue dot has actually stuck. Let's do this one. And if you can hear that, we have a person up the road who thinks he's Evel Knievel. But that's okay. And then we'll just pop another one on there and turn that one. So I actually don't mind that with it. Oh, hi, Glenda. Lovely to see you. No, you're not late. I am. I am late. Oh, dear. But anyway, there we go. So that's the effect that we've got. So we're actually looking through into that little space there. You have them there. Oh, I tell you, it makes you wonder sometimes exactly what's on their mind. And I believe it's actually getting worse and worse. But anyway, you know what? I was silly, wasn't I? What I should have done was I should have marked that on that side where I would have seen it all the way through. We ought to train. We caught a train into Rundle Mall, yeah, where she didn't want to walk around and look at the things. So we caught the first train back to our unit where we stayed. Oh my goodness. That makes it very difficult, doesn't it? It does make it difficult, especially if you've got one person or two people that are eager to do stuff, and then you've got someone who you met the tram, yeah, and then sort of you've got someone who doesn't want to participate, and then you sort of feel awkward because you feel like you should also do something for them. Now, I was sort of thinking that maybe cut one of these out and put in there, but I think the colors are too different. But you know what, I'll have a go and see, and I won't use it if it looks really bad. So I'm just gonna cut it out of here. I wanted to use these little houses for a while. They're on the back of the oh goodness, what was it? Where all the rabbits and can't think what it's called, but it's on the back of there. And I thought I really can't see a lot because I didn't buy the vegetable side of it. I was yeah, that's what you got to do. You got to, if you're doing something for you, then especially if you've paid money to do it. I don't think I'm going to have any problems at all. So we're doing a long trip. We're doing obviously doing a lot of the sightseeing stuff that Kevin and I have done over the many years. Storybook moments, that's the one, Nicole. Yeah, so because we're from England originally, and I've spent quite a few years over there in between coming here when I was 12. But what do we think? Do we think that little house sits in there, or do we not like it? I know it's totally different color scheme, but I could pop it in there if you think it looks okay. What do we think? So I could put a couple of birds in there. I'd probably pop it up a little bit. We're actually traveling. We're going to do London, of course, and then we're going up to York, and then on up to Scotland, and only southern Scotland. We're not going past Edinburgh, and then we'll come back down through Wales, and then possibly down to Cornwall. Oh, and we're also going to Malta in there. So you like that little house in there, Kim? Anybody else got any thoughts on that? Because I thought I could pop it up, and then it sort of gives it that bit of a, yeah, just a bit of something different. Yeah, so we're going to do, I'll pop it in there, and then like if I don't like, otherwise I think it's going to be a little bit plain. So we're going to do quite a long trip. We're going away for actually 4 weeks. We will be away. We've always said it's not worth going over for less than that, so we've always gone for 4 weeks. We stay with family, so that's good. But when we travel up north a bit this time, we won't be staying with family up there because we don't have any family up there. Try it? Yeah, I'm going to try it. I can always pull it off again. Just going to pop it there and there. What do we think? Cute little house sitting in the... Why has my camera decided to go gooey today? Here we go. Should we leave it there? What do you think? In Motel in Times for Her Neighbours. Oh, as in the TV show. My goodness. This is what I was a bit worried about. That one's come unstuck, but it was the one that I didn't really push down. Dinner is calling. Oh, enjoy your dinner. Okay, so you like that there. All right, well, we can leave that there. That's not a problem. We'll pop an insert in. And I think what I might do is I can either put a strip that way, or I could cut out another one of those little houses and just put on just something a little bit different. What did I go with? I went with that one. So maybe this one. Let's do. Which one did I do? Okay, let's do maybe this one. I'll just quickly fussy cut around that. So because I'm doing this late, I asked my husband to hang off at getting lunch. My goodness, Suzanne. That would have really put me off. If I've paid money to do something, then I want to do it. So I'm just going to, actually I might take that right up to that little edge of the thing just there. And I think I might just pop that inside just to, actually the more I look at that, the more I like it. I don't mind it at all. So I was a bit worried about the different color scheme, but it doesn't seem to have. So we'll pop that in there like that. And then this can go on the inside of the card. Oh my goodness me. I'm afraid I don't watch TV. Very, very seldom. Sometimes we might see that something's coming on that we think might interest us, but very seldom. I'm usually on YouTube, and also is hubby. He hops onto YouTube, or he's out in the shed. We're both very much crafty people, so we do all sorts of things. He's just built a log cabin because he's got a big train set, and he's just built this log cabin. And I said, oh my goodness, can you build one for us? He also he did this for me as well. So great for putting those in. He did that on the 3D printer, things that I have no clue about. All right, so there's the front of the card and there's the inside of the card. Now, what shall we put on it? I'm definitely going to put some little, I'm not going to worry about bling so much. I'm going to use, I've been using these a lot lately, these little birds and dragonflies, because I think they're quite sweet. What can we put? Happy birthday, so thankful, time to celebrate. Sort of like a new home card sort of thing, isn't it? How about I've just put on there, you make me smile. I like that. I like that. This is the Happy Hibiscus, and I thought, ooh, I thought it was possibly going out, but it's not. And I've been really bad and not used it. What comes on at 4:30 every? Oh, The Bold and the Beautiful or something. We missed out on a sunset on Flinders Ranges because mother-in-law and father wanted dinner at 5. Oh my goodness. I know. I'm pretty much 100% sure that I am not going to have those sorts of problems. She's so excited to do stuff, so. And she's a bit like me. She doesn't watch much TV either. All right, you make me smile. I think that will work nicely. Let's put it on a bit of, what have we got? Greens, blues. Or shall I just use, you know what, I might use Early Espresso because we've got that, and I know it's not the same color as Early Espresso, but it brings in the darker browns. Now, I haven't used this, so I better give it a bit of a clean off. Well, hubby's made all sorts of things on the 3D printer. I will show you one of the things that he's done. Okay, sorry about that. We're now going into a lesson on 3D printers. No, not really. So he makes me little things like he makes me the Buddhas. And he made this. Now, you would have seen these. So the dragon. And it sort of twists around and the grandies love it. And he's made a couple of little ones as well. So he makes all sorts of things. I asked him to print me something to put the glue in. So he went online and found it and printed it. So that was good. I'm just going to clean this off before I print. So yeah, if you like doing that sort of thing, I mean, he's actually printed off little houses. He's printed off a lot of the buildings and that for his train set. He's made lots of bits and pieces for me. Yeah. So if you're into that sort of thing, a 3D printer is great. Okay, let me see if I can get this to work now. Oh, that looks okay. Looks pretty good. Pull that up. Now, am I going to put that maybe in a banner? Let's see if it'll fit. It's only because I've got this out and I don't want to go looking for anything else. That won't fit on there. And that won't fit in there. So perennial postage is not going to work. Not perennial postage, this one. Forgetting all my words today. So I'll just see if I can find another. Actually, perennial postage. No. I know I've got some in there because I used it the other day. No. Let's see what else we can use. Oh, did you? A gecko. Wow. Oh, yeah, that'll fit. Look, you make me smile. That's out of the Happy Hibiscus. So let's do that. I'm going to take it down here and do it. Line it all up. Actually, that fits quite nicely on there. It's about the right width. You know, talking about friends that that don't do the things that you want to do. You need a friend like Suzanne, because when we went to on stage, poor Suzanne, she was in such a lot of pain a lot of the time, and yet she still walked. And you know, we had to, well, we didn't have to walk from the motel, but we did walk from the motel. We did get the taxi back a couple of nights, because, and then one time we ended up going out a different door, and I think we went the scenic route, because it took us what should have been a 10-minute walk, took us about an hour. So yeah, that's the sort of friend that you want, someone who carries on no matter what. Okay, you make me smile. How's that? Okay, and that's our card. So yeah, see this, where this is, you probably need something a bit heavier than glue dots. I don't know. Maybe Seal Plus or something that might work. I don't know. I will try with other things, but the dots are probably not the best. Now let's put a couple of these around. You remember that, Susan? We actually put it onto the GPS when we started walking, and because we'd come out of a different door to what we were used to. And so I said to Suzanne, I have no idea where we are. I said, so we'll pop it on the GPS, which we thought was a great idea. And in most cases, it would have been a fantastic idea, except it took us on the scenic route. And literally we walked and we walked. And then eventually I said to Suzanne, you know what's going to happen? And she said, what? I said, we're going to end up like pretty much back where we started. And we almost ended up where we started. And then we had to go again. Poor Suzanne. By the time we got to the, will I put that up there or up there? Or, no. There's so many places I could put that right now, but I think I'll just put it up there. Thinking it would look nice on one of these. I'm definitely going to have to do something with that because it's not sticking down properly. All right. So there we go. That's my card for today. It's not hard. It's quite simple. There's no real sizing for it. Look at this. There's no real sizing for it. I just sort of like, you just cut. I suppose you could cut down there as well and have more of these, but I actually liked those two being bigger. Or, of course, you can leave it smashed if you like and put something else in the middle like that. Alrighty, so that's the card for today. Now, let me go back up to the top. All right, so when I was on yesterday, Janelle messaged me afterwards and told me, thank you. I'm glad you like it. I was a bit worried it was a little bit too, yeah. But anyway, and she gave me the idea of how to do a video and then schedule it to. So either this afternoon, or this afternoon I've got to go out, but maybe tomorrow morning and possibly Sunday, I will try and do a couple of videos at least. But if anyone's not on my Facebook page, pop over to Color Me Crazy Cards on Facebook. And I will be posting up there all the photos of the trip and the stuff that we're doing. And if my husband just said to me just now, do you want to take your laptop with you? So I may even take my laptop with me, which might give us the opportunity to have a chat about things while we're there. All right, everybody, I really appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so much for joining me. And I will see you all again in probably 4.5, 5 weeks. So thank you so much, Nicole. We will have a lovely trip. Thanks, Daryl. Thank you so much, everybody. And I will see you all when I get back. All righty. Thank you so much. Bye.